Hey everyone. Just audio right now. You should be, if you're watching this, you're going to see our little visual setup in front. And you're just going to hear me talking. Just making sure we're setting up all of our stuff is good to go. It looks like it. So I will reintroduce myself. You'll have to tell me if I'm in frame. No, I'm just going to say something real quick to these people if they're watching. I don't know. Hi, I'm Megan. I'm the owner and sale event coordinator for Just Between Friends Livonia Novi. We are setting up for our what we're calling a seller soiree because consignor class didn't sound as fun. So basically, this is a chance for our sellers, aka our consignors, to meet us in person. We're going to go through a little bit of like a 101 type class, like how to sell with JBF, some tips, tricks, pitfalls to avoid. And we've got some visual aids here. If you are able to join us in-house at Athletica, we have some in-house prizes. And I do have a super secret code to get early bird seller registration pricing. So that actually ended. The discount ended on Friday. But I have a code. If you're tuning in today, I will give you that code to get that early bird pricing. So stay tuned. You're going to hear a little bit of shuffling probably as people are coming in and getting settled, but hang tight with us because we'll be doing a lot more activity very soon. So, hi, welcome.
Hi.
I'm Megan. Tracy, good to meet you.
Burn my hand right
Oh,
so
no, okay.
Yeah. So those, like when you get your hot pan wet, you don't know it. You go grab the pan.
Oh no.
So I'm like, oh, it looks like I'm nice.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So
I singed.
Little distance, but no worries.
Yeah. The scar is gone, but I had a scar for like a really long time. I just hit the side of a pan.
It's all it takes.
Like the little teeny tiny edge of like a fry pan,
Yeah.
and it like singed my skin like that, and it was like, yeah.
It would be a terrible burn victim. So
It's so painful, so painful. Yeah. No, you're fine. Everybody knows that people are shuffling in, and there's going to be some background noise, so it's totally fine. So yeah, have you sold with JBF before?
I did in Oakland County.
Oh, nice.
So
okay.
I did one, and then I had the last one I was out of town for.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, my parents literally live a mile road.
Oh my gosh.
Here, so I was
okay.
Like, oh, I'll just do this one.
Yeah.
So,
well, welcome. Glad to have you. Yeah, we stopped by. What's up?
We're not in Instagram for some reason.
No.
No.
I don't know. I don't understand the Instagram one. Because it definitely says I'm streaming to Instagram.
Yeah. Okay, YouTube. It says you're live.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, here I am on Instagram. Here I go.
Oh, there you go. There's just
Yay. Okay. We're just trying to figure our lives out here.
Parking lot, which door it was at first, so I did parking in the back. And then I was like,
Yeah.
I kind of saw the light coming out of one door. Right. I'm like, oh, well.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for saying it.
Yes. That's like the one downside to this venue is the parking. And so for drop off is a time to drop off. And we have talked to the business just where that way, north of here. They said that we can use their parking lot. And then all of our shopper tickets are timed. And it's sort of like, we're not going to be like ugly about it to anybody, but we're sort of saying like, come as close as you can to the time you've picked to allow for parking and a good flow for everybody. Yeah, so we asked Bill Brown if we could use their parking lot, and they're owned by Penske now. So when it was like more family owned, it would have been no problem. But now that it's Penske, we have to go, there's a lot more red tape. So that's kind of a bummer because it's like right there. So maybe they'll watch all my lives and be convinced that I say their dealership name enough that they should let me use their parking lot. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. Oh, you know him? Oh, thank you. What's your name?
Amy.
Amy. Hi, Amy. What's,
I've had like a million of their family members in my past over the years.
oh, well, thank you. See, my even working for Ford didn't have any sort of sway. So maybe you've got more. Oh, look at that. Okay. This is live, by the way. So in case you don't want to spill all the secrets. Yeah. What's your name? Hi, Holly. I'm Megan. Good to meet you. And what's your name?
I'm Kelly.
Hi, Kelly. I'm Megan. Good to meet you. Okay. I'm terrible with names. Tracy, Holly, Kelly, Holly,
Amy.
Amy. Oh my gosh. Lots of Y's on the end. This is gonna mess me up, you guys. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna embarrass myself a few times tonight. Have you guys consigned with JBF before? Oh, with us or with a different sale? Oh, awesome. Glad to have you back.
You did it with, I think there's one like through in Westland, right?
I think you're thinking of a competitor
Yeah.
that I won't mention because we're live. But I know who you're talking about, yeah.
That's why we gave you guys.
Oh, okay. Glad to have you.
In fact, we're going to the, I know you guys are all different city, the same company for the Ann Arbor one.
Yeah.
Thursdays.
Yep. Are you shopping or consigning with them? Okay.
The fall for you guys will be our first.
Oh, okay.
My
Fun.
mom and I are doing it together. I have a little and my niece and nephew are 5 and 2.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I have babies. So my mom has just been holding all the stuff they got growing in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, that's how I got here. Is I went to the Ann Arbor sale. I have a 10-year-old daughter and 8-year-old twin boys, and I have in that time we had moved at least twice where we just literally scooped up everything and plopped it in the new house. Like didn't purge, didn't have time to do any of that stuff. And I finally had my wits about me when they were like, I think the boys were like 4, and I was like, all right, I'm doing it. They may have been a little older. Maybe they were more like 5. I don't know. I was done with a stroller. Let's say that. They were out of like the double, like the Britex giant stroller. And we were in like the push wagon thingy. And I did the Ann Arbor sale and I was like, man, and I'd known about it for a while. I just didn't have like the time to tag and organize myself. And, and I finally was able to, and I pocketed $500 and I only spent $300, and I got my daughter like everything she needed for like summer camp and then like into the fall season a little bit. And I still came out $200 ahead, and I was like, okay, wait a minute. Like this seems like too good to be true. Because I was also like I wasn't shopping for like the big baby gear and stuff. So when I shopped later in the week, I was still found a ton of great stuff. But yeah, and then when I was gonna go pick up my unsold items, and it was another like it was gonna be like my 4th 45-minute trip out to Ann Arbor. I was like, all right, how do we get this closer to home? Like this has gotta hi, come on in. We're live right now, but we're just sort of chatting, and so anywhere you feel comfortable.
and we've been doing the purge thing to my daughter's birthday's at the end of May.
Oh, okay.
So that's where she didn't touch forever, and then somebody else. I need it laid up. That's all in the box.
My daughter, you can sit here, or like you can sit where the cameras are as long as you're not in front of them. So you're totally fine. Yeah, they're looking at me. So you can also sit here. It's only whatever's on the purple is really what's just visible in frame. So okay, me too. I sit all day also. This I might get started. What time is it? Oh yeah, we should get going. Okay. So new to JBF, completely new. Okay, 1.
Shop before does not.
Okay, so new to selling. Let's say that. We'll be more specific. New to selling. Okay. So you guys have all sold before. Okay. Have you sold? Who sold with Livonia before? Oh, wonderful. Welcome back, guys. Awesome. So I told you I'll share for the viewers online. My name is Megan. I'm the owner of JBF Livonia Novi. This spring event will be our 5th event. Sorry, I had to count in my head there. And I was sharing with these ladies that I actually started as an Ann Arbor consigner, and on my 4th or 5th trip back out there to pick up my items, I was like, no, I was like, no. I texted him. I was like, you can donate it. You know, I looked at my sold report and I'm like, you can donate it, because I could not stomach another trip out there. And I was like, how do I get this closer to home? And so down the rabbit hole we went, and the rest is history. So this spring event will be our 2nd time in Athletica in this facility. We did our bonus holiday sale here in December. And what was I going to say about that? Oh, so our spring event for everybody watching online is May 2nd through the 4th at Athletica in Livonia, which is right behind the Bill Brown Ford dealership. Check out our website for details and tickets. So that's Livonia Novi, all one word, .jbfsale.com. And you can find all the details there. But I'm hoping if you're watching us now on social media or YouTube, you probably already have some familiarity with our website and how to navigate there. All right, so I have a little outline I'm going to go through, and if you guys have questions, shout them out, because we're here to learn and make sure this is successful for you as it is for us, and then our viewers online. So let's see. We're going to go over, I did all my introductions. Oh, I should introduce Jackie. Jackie, tell everybody who you are.
I'm Jackie, I'm behind the camera here, and I run our social media behind the scenes and helping out.
Yeah.
Great to be here, and thanks for watching.
Yes, I'm so glad to have Jackie. If you're in our group, you see her posting a lot, and she's, as we get closer to the sale, she usually ends up being my therapist of some kind, and I don't feel like I could do this without her. So we are very grateful to Jackie. Okay, so our 4 big things that we're going to go through, like our big topics, are gather, organizing, pricing and prepping, and then tagging. So for gather, we want you to look in your whole house, right? So this is just the exercise of like collecting the items. You're not making any decisions of like, is it JBF worthy? Is it sentimental? Anything like that. You're just gathering up the things that your kids don't use, wear, or play with anymore. Did I just post the blog, or is it about to post? I don't remember. No, I just posted it. It was about spring break. I actually feel like the messier your house is, that's like the best time to gather, because what they've played with, what they've used, what they've worn is all in the laundry piles, on the floor, strewn about the house. If it's still on the shelf or in the toy box, they don't need it anymore. They don't want it. They chose something else. So don't feel like you have to pick up to then get yourself organized. Just gather up all those things. Definitely look in your kitchen, which I know sounds like kind of silly, but I definitely crouched down one day to do something else, and I found like 3 of those easy peasy mats, you know, like they like kind of suction to the table for little toddlers. My kids are not toddlers anymore. Why do I have 3 of these in my kitchen, taking up valuable shelf space, right? So pulled those out. Your laundry room, where you keep any of your games, anything like that. And then definitely, especially for spring, your backyard and garage for those outdoor toys, the bicycles, the scooters, wagons, things like that. Our shoppers, I mean, like there's hot items across JBF no matter what. It's like the large items, right? Those are the first to sell no matter what. But I know for sure every sale I have been asked, are there wagons? Okay, that's like number 1. So if you have any kind of wagon, it doesn't have to be the fancy wagon. It could be like old school radio flyer, right? Everybody wants wagons. Bikes, scooters, boy pants. We never seem to have enough boy pants. So if you have any of those, you have a treasure trove. And then Squishmallows are always a very popular item, which they can go in the washing machine. I don't know if you know that, but it seems like they're like whatever's inside of them wouldn't hold up in the washing machine. Fabulous in the washing machine. So, okay, so you've gathered all your items. I like to make a little corner of my basement for these things. Some people dedicate their whole office, a corner of the couch, a recliner. It doesn't matter. Just put it somewhere, probably where your kids aren't going to see it, because then they're going to, what are you doing with that, Mom? What are you doing? That's mine. Not anymore, dear. It's $5 at the JBF sale. So, okay, now this is where you're going to organize, right? And you're going to have 4 piles: your keep, your sell, your donate, and your toss. Okay. So your keeps are like the baby clothes that you thought you might be able to get rid of this time around, and you just can't. So you get to keep those. Sell is anything that meets JBF standards, which is what we're going to talk about here. Donate is probably something like, I think shoes is like a perfect example. Do we have a good pair here, Jackie, that I could like point out? Probably. So, okay, this is a shoe that like we can tell like it would not be accepted with JBF for like this right here, but like somebody still might pick this up at a Goodwill or Salvation Army for $1 or 50 cents and could get another little piece of life out of it, especially like playing outside, recess, that kind of thing. So that's a donate. And then your toss are the things that like are, there's holes, stains, they're really not great. You don't even want to give that to charity. And you're just going to throw those out. I know I have a hard time throwing away like clothing, like fabric items. So some places, I don't know which ones off the top of my head, but some donation places will take those because they will sell them to make like rags and other pieces of fabric out of them. So they can sometimes make money, but check before you dump your like toss items at them. Okay. So, inspect your clothing, or your blankets, your burp cloths, towels, things like that. We recommend sunlight, daylight, because, particularly like formula or breast milk stains, you won't see in lighting like this. It'll look completely clean, and then you'll get it under the fluorescent lights or in daylight, and you're like, whoa, that's a big yellow stain. So, definitely check for those. And what's our trick for those stains? I think it's like sun, right? You just like lay them in the sunshine, which our sun needs to be a little more intense than it is right now. But like that usually can get those stains out. Definitely also looking at like your footy pajamas, right? To make sure that they haven't gone through the toes, because the rest of the garment might look really perfect, but those toes might be like wearing thin or even have a hole in them. And then of course, like sleeves, right? Our sleeves. I don't know about your kids, but I have one boy that just like, I don't know, he's a puppy. He chews on his clothing, and I don't understand why. There's like a neck, or a neck is all ratty, and I'm like, Garrett, knock it off, buddy. Okay. So our 4, hi. I'm noticing there's a lot of 4s in my outline. So our 4 C's of quality are clean, complete, current, and compliant. Okay. So clean, we were talking about no stains, no strong odors. The zippers work, the buttons work, the snaps are all there. We always recommend having like a magic eraser on hand. They're like, thank goodness somebody figured out what the material was, because I bought this at the dollar store, so you don't need to buy the name brand stuff. Wipes. This is even like a like an odor eliminator. So this is like good to like spray in your shoes, because sometimes if you even run your shoes through the washing machine, they can still have like a smell, especially like cleats and stuff. So that's a good thing for that. And I got like I said, all those at the dollar store, so you don't have to spend a ton of money on supplies to tag. Let's see what else. Oh, and then being mindful of like pet fur and things like that. Like, especially if you've got your garment all set up, et cetera, you don't want to like lay it where the cat is going to jump up on it, right? So just being mindful of those things. Complete means that it has all of its parts, pieces, and instructions. And your toys need batteries. So you should bring a complete item to the sale. If you're missing parts, I know a lot of companies you can email and they'll send you, especially if it's like a little game token or something, they'll send you one of those for free. Printed instructions from online are okay, as long as they're there. The only exceptions to complete are like, Lego is probably like the best example, right? So if you have like a building set of Lego, that all needs to be complete. Like if it's like to make the Encanto house, right? It has to have all the parts and pieces of that Encanto house. But if you're just selling like a bundle of just Lego pieces, that's fine. If it's just, you have like a sack of Lego pieces, it's okay that it's not complete, right? Because you're just selling like a bundle of Lego pieces. Same with like building blocks. So those are some of the exceptions to the complete. Okay, current means that it's in style, in season, and not overly outdated. So good kind of gauge is like younger than 4 years, but if it's still in, I would say if it's older than that, but it's still in really good condition and it still looks like something that a child would wear now, to the tags and looking at those retail, it's too old, okay? And then compliant. So we inspect items as they come in the door, usually just large items, like anything a baby is going to sit in, sleep in, play in, that kind of thing. We're inspecting for those recalls, but we are all also asking you, excuse me, to do your due diligence, right? And looking up recalled items, being aware of things like drawstrings. And all of this can be found on our safety website. And of course, my outline defaulted to just a hyperlink. That is not any good to anybody right now, because you can't click that. So forgive me, I forget what the URL is, but that is all linked on our seller resource library page. So go there and it'll take you to a different web page, but you'll find a way to search for items that are recalled. You'll find your crib waiver as well as your car seat waiver there. So that is all on our safety website. Okay. Everybody with me so far? Any questions? Okay, cool. We'll move on to price and prep. And these last two kind of go hand in hand, but bear with me. So prepping as you go, make sure you're washing, inspecting, and hanging correctly, right? We want everything to be hung like this. So your hanger, when you're looking at it, is a question mark. And then your tag is mostly on the right side of the garment. It would be the garment's left side. Does that make sense? So Jackie has tagged this into the seam here because she is using a tagging gun. She could have also put this in the armpit area where the 4 pieces come together and makes like a little point. You can go right through that little center where they come together. What you really want to do is avoid making a hole through the fabric of the shirt with a tagging gun. It will ruin the garment. If you're not using a tagging gun, safety pins, you can go through the fabric, right? Safety pins are made to not put a hole in the fabric. It pushes those fibers aside and slides through. So I'm going to recommend, I have it here somewhere. Where's my safety pins? Oh, I'm like way ahead of myself on safety pins, but there's basically like 3 sizes of safety pins, 1, 2s, and 3s. 1s are like great for putting the tag on the garment. 2 is for if this shirt didn't fit on this hanger and it was like kind of sliding everywhere, you could pin 2 like more around the hanger. That would be a size 2. And is it 2s or 3s that are? Oh, 2 is also good for bundling. So if you had more than one shirt you were putting together, you have a bundle here. This, oh, yeah, look at this. So see, she's got the pants, matching pants and top bundled together. And then size 3 are good for like jeans, really thick coats, jeans. Yeah. So, but like I said, I got a little ahead of myself on that one. Let's see. Hang like a question mark, left side. Bundling tips. So newborn to 24 months, we recommend bundling, especially onesies, you know, because not many people are going to buy one little baby onesie. It's good to put them in like a pack. Pants, tops, leggings, things like that, bundled together, they sell better. Just be aware of different sizes. So, for example, you don't want to pair something that's marked 0 to 3 month with something that's a 3 month, because we know that different manufacturers, those all could mean very different things, right? 2T and up, we recommend that tops and bottoms stay separate. Again, because of sizing. You know, you might wear a 2T on top and a 3T on the bottom or whatever. Only sort of like exception to that, and this is not a great example for a spring sale, but like for fall, doing like jeans and like a cardigan together, right? Those are pretty universal, stylish no matter what. You could bundle that together. And then putting both fronts out if you're bundling. And I don't know if we have one of those here. Okay. Let's pretend Jackie's bundling this shirt with another shirt instead of pants. So she would put the front of the other shirt here so that if I'm shopping, I can take it off the rack and just do this to see what I'm shopping for. I don't have to like, you know, kind of dig. Okay. Shoes, definitely wash them if you're able to. I know they're more and more manufacturers are making them washable. De-pill the Velcro. So do we have a pair of Velcro shoes? Yeah, like right here. I know a lot of kids' shoes have Velcro. A good way to get the strings and if you're my kids, the wood chips, things like that out of the shoe is using one of your safety pins and just combing through it. And then you can use a ribbon or zip ties to secure them together. If you don't have anything like that, we will at drop off have things like this on site. We will have extra batteries. We will have Tide pens. We have magic erasers. Gosh, I totally forgot. Or I didn't see this stain at home. Can I try it out before I leave? Yes, absolutely. Here's the supplies. So that's all to say we have extra zip ties, and I also have shoe connectors. I don't know why they call them that, but like they're like a thinner style zip tie. Okay, we talked about games and puzzles, or things needed to be complete. I would recommend games and puzzles, DVDs, anything that comes in a case, taping it shut with painter's tape. I didn't get out my painter's tape here. Whoops. Painter's tape, you're going to want to use on anything that if you pulled off packaging tape or even sometimes just clear Scotch tape, right? It could tear the book or the game box or whatever. So the painter's tape is a little more gentle and makes it a nicer item for the buyer. And then securing like DVDs kind of all the way around so people aren't going to open them up and take what's inside. Let's see. Outdoor toys and equipment. So you're going to want to clean them well. It's not weather right now, but I like to get out like Simple Green solution, spray it down, power wash. Easy, and then like let it dry in the sun. We are totally understanding that outdoor toys, like your little plastic climbers, the little plastic houses, blah, blah, they kind of live outside. Some sun fading on those items is okay. That's not going to get you a no thank you. If it's going to be a no thank you if it's like cracked, holding water, moldy, those kinds of things, but like kind of understandable where is okay on those outdoor items. Okay. Sorry guys. I've been battling eye fatigue. I don't know if anybody gets that, but I feel like I have to do this and then my eyes twitching. Nobody else can see it, but I can feel it. And it's driving me bonkers. Okay, so special items, car seats. Obviously, no accident ever in its history. It needs to have at least 1 full year left on its of its expiration, and has to be cleaned and complete. So I know like the convertible ones, like I am tearing my house apart because I cannot find, honest to God, like one little infant piece to a Diono I have, right? Because it converted into the toddler seat, and that all that extra stuff went in the basement, and now I don't know where it's at, and I can't sell it until I find those things, right? So make sure you have all the parts and pieces, it's clean, and you're gonna get that waiver, like I said, from the safety website. Cribs we accept. Shoot, I should have wrote it down. There's a year. Is it 2011 or 2010? Okay, so it has to be newer than 2011. Cannot be repainted. I know some people to refinish a crib, especially if first kiddo chewed on it and stuff like that. Has to be original paint, with instructions and again a waiver, which is all on the safety website. And then any other furniture higher than, I want to say it's 36 inches, needs to come with an anti-tip kit. You're all familiar with those? Okay. You have a question?
Do you want this to be displayed on the floor or like a crib?
So cribs are tricky, right? Because they don't typically fit through a standard doorway. So when I've done cribs, we usually will bundle them together, sort of like that, the headboard and the footboard with all the pieces zip tied together. If we're able to set it up, it's definitely always going to sell better, I think. I will say that cribs in boxes do not sell very well because people can't see it and they can't visualize the color. They don't know that all the parts and pieces are there, etc. So I would say like bundling your crib items, kind of flat pack. And then when we set it up, we want to make sure it's going to be upright and not like laying on the ground. So, but like mini cribs and like smaller than like a normal size crib could probably easily be set up at the sale. So I hope that's answered the question. Okay, so we'll move on to pricing tips. We advertise the sale at 50 to 90% off retail. So that is where you're going to start every single time. Is if I bought it for $100, my maximum starting price is probably $50. And then based on condition, wear, age, things like that, you're going to come down. We always say that, like, what would this be an exciting price for me to find, right? What is something if they're hemming and hawing over something? My kid doesn't need any more toys, but little Susie's picked this up and is wandering around the sale and is like begging for it. And I look at the price and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just $1. Okay. You know what I mean? Like you want your buyers to think like that, right? And also, what was Stephanie's tip? Oh shoot. Remember Stephanie's tip about half price? It was like the FOMO. She puts everything half price. That's what it is. She prices her full price very well. This is Stephanie. She's one of our very experienced consigners. She's made 18,000 consigning through all like a bunch of over the years, but consigning with JBF. She's amazing. She makes her full price very attractive, but then she also marks it for reduce. And it creates a little bit of that FOMO of like, well, if I don't buy it now, somebody else is going to pick it up on half price day. So I'm going to buy it for full price, right? Which only benefits you guys to, get your full price. Try to avoid emotional pricing. It's hard. You're going through the clothes. And I know for me, especially, I'm like, oh, I remember when they were there, we took that to the pumpkin patch and, try not to get sucked into that. Right. Also, I know I go to Google a lot because I'm like, I don't remember I got it for a baby shower or whatever. And I'm like, I didn't buy it. I don't know how much it costs. So now I'm Googling it, right? You're going to see on your, your search results, right? You're going to see Amazon, you're going to see Target, you're going to see Walmart, maybe Kohl's. So if an item is out of production, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's too old, right? It just means they've made one little design update, right? And they don't make that particular one anymore. Amazon and Walmart are going to make that price go way up. Okay. So I want you to be really aware of that like just because Amazon says it sells for $300 doesn't mean it actually originally retailed for $300. Okay. Also, I know our shoppers out on the floor are going to use Google Lens. So if they're shopping for like a bouncy seat for the first time ever, and they've never looked at bouncy seats and they don't know how much they cost or what they should be looking for, they're going to take their phone out and Google Lens it, which they could buy it at a store for. Okay. So another thing to keep in mind when you're pricing to get in the head of your buyer, right? So let's see, bargain brands, as well as infant and maternity, you're going to go even lower, because infant clothes, we get tons of, so it's a really competitive section of the store. And then same with maternity. And I think that's just because not everybody, I don't really know why maternity doesn't sell well, but it's not great. That's why we say bring your best, like 15, I think is in our guide. So, we talked about inflated prices. Okay. So now we're going on to tagging. So everybody signed up in their tagging site. You all have a consignor number and all that good stuff. Wonderful. Okay. The site, I'm not sure how much tagging you've done recently, but there have been moments of it moving a little slower, people having to save more frequently so they don't lose their work. Just be cognizant of that. It's a new and updated tagging site, right? So any technology improvement, we're going to encounter a few little hiccups. Be patient with it. If it's something that keeps happening to you, you can shout it out in our group or message me, and I'll see from our owners and our corporate if there's a known issue going on that they're working on. And if there's not, we're going to make them aware of it and get them to fix it. So tags, like I said, you want to save often, print in small batches. You print 9 tags at a time, 2 or 3 pages at a time, match up your items. If you only have 5 items, find 4 more items. Don't waste your cardstock, right? Like I'm challenging you to like fill up your pages of cardstock every single time, to get the most out of that. Not only that supply, but like you definitely have more stuff in your house to sell. We talked about the safety pins, size 1, 2, and 3. Talked about where to tag. Okay, so I can skip over all that. Description. So I mentioned Stephanie. Stephanie is a rock star with descriptions. And she has valet tagged for me before. And I swear my stuff sold because of her descriptions. Like when I looked in and read them, they were so like detailed, but also descriptive that I was like, well, of course somebody bought this. Like she talked about brand names, book titles, if it was a really expensive item, what it originally retailed for. She makes really great descriptions. So it's good for the buyer to understand what they're looking at, but it also helps if for whatever reason your tag got separated from your item on the sales floor. If I find a tag that says book, and this, I'm not kidding, has happened. Well, what, right? I want to know that it goes to, what is this, Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. And it's a hardcover with like a landscape orientation. Okay, like maybe that's a more clinical description, but you get what I'm saying. So don't skip on the descriptions. Choose the closest size available. Clarify in the description if you need to. And yeah, I already touched on if it got separated. Okay, so on the tag, if you guys don't already know, if it's missing a star, no star means it goes half price. When the star is present, it even says full price underneath that star. If it has a D on the tag, do we have one here? Yeah. If it has that little D on the tag, that means it's marked for donate. If you make any changes to your pricing after you've printed that tag, you need to reprint the tag. The star means it's full price, like you're not reducing it. So yeah, any changes, if it's a change to your description, I mean, I would love for you to reprint the tag, but I understand it's just the description. But anything to do with pricing, sizing, anything like that, you need to reprint. I might be getting a little bit ahead of myself, but later on, like much later when we get much closer to the sale and I talk about all about drop off and then all about pickup, our sale, we don't sort out our donates first. We do sort them back to the consignor, and then we have areas around our floor for you to put your donates in. The only, and then I get a lot of like, well, then why would I mark anything for donate if you're just going to give it back to me? Well, we do have foster families and different nonprofits that come in and shop the donates ahead of that. So there's a chance that your donate didn't sell, right? You're not going to get paid for it, but it did go to a charity organization or family. So still mark them for donate because those people get to, that's what they're shopping for, right? We let them take those items for free because we are donating them. Or you're donating them. I'm not donating them. I'm just opening the door. Okay, so last little bit here. Your yellow tag items or our large items, our sort of gauge on this is two things. You pick. You know our giant IKEA size bags. It's like the purple bag right there. If it doesn't fit in that bag, does not fit in the bag, it's too big for the bag, it gets a yellow tag. Or if it would be too heavy or cumbersome for like an 8-month pregnant woman to be carrying around, it gets a yellow tag, right? So you do not need to do that ahead of time. You're just going to print your tag, put it on your item with, loose tape. Oh, what's that? My alarm for God knows what. Oh, you know what it is? It's for the live. It's for my Monday Night Live. Oh my gosh, that's funny. So you don't need to have the yellow tag in advance. You're just gonna kind of like loosely affix your tag to your item, or if you want to keep them in your pocket or something because you don't want to lose them, that's fine. We will have a station when you come to drop off that we will help you do the yellow tag business, right? And we will have those all printed and perforated for you. It'll be a seamless experience. For your anything with wheels, wagons, strollers, I wouldn't say ride-on toys. Just like anything that somebody might like push around and like shop with. We will also have you put on a security tag. So it's like a half sheeter like this. It's bright pink, it says security tag on it. So it's just another measure of us keeping your items safe and going into the right hands. So, all right. What did I write about drop off here? Drop off, definitely have your clothes organized by gender and size. You will be dropping off your own clothing. If you have consigned with us in the past, you may have a fast pass. Does anybody have a fast pass here? Oh, rock on. Okay. I made a note to myself that I need to send that email out. So it's coming. Yes. So a fast pass is earned when it used to be 5 items. I've lowered the threshold to 3. So fewer than 3 items pulled for quality or JBF standard issues, right? A fast pass means that this person gets to come in to drop off and they get to skip clothing inspection. And they're just going to check in at our table. They're going to walk out on the floor, hang up all their things, put their toys out, large items, and they're done. Now, you can still lose the fast pass if you did all that and I find 3 items on the floor that I pull and they belong to a fast pass holder, they won't get one for the next sale. So still be diligent about when you earn your fast pass, because you've all been here. I'm confident you all are going to, that you keep up that level of diligence on the quality of your items so you keep that fast. We will have rolling racks for drop off. We've got the big industrial side, like ones that are huge, they can go out in the parking lot. It's not my favorite thing, but I also want to make it as easy as possible for everybody. So we do have those, but have a wagon. You're able to make multiple trips, so don't fret. And I think, oh, and you're going to want to set up anything you can. So a pack and play, you might have to pack it in your van or your truck all folded up, but when you get here, put it out, okay? Because it's going to sell better when people can see it, interact with it, that kind of thing. We will help them fold it up when they buy it. I'm way beyond babies now, but I have definitely learned a few things about folding up a pack and play recently that I was like, oh, I didn't know they made it that way anymore, like that. Okay, so few key deadlines or housekeeping items. Our early bird registration fee ended on Friday. But I said that anyone coming here tonight or watching online would get a special code to get that early bird pricing if they still wanted to register. So if you're ready for that code, it is Soiree 25, all caps. So SOIREE 25. And that will get you the original $5 off. So for anybody watching that isn't registered yet, that code is good for this week. Next week on Friday, the 18th. Is that the 18th? 17th? Whatever it is. Friday. The price doubles. So even if even if you're still on the fence, you have until Friday to really make up your mind before there's a late fee. Okay? So something to keep in mind. Anything else? Drop off is May 1st. Yeah. Like I can't see the forest through the trees sometimes, guys. It's not. And then pre-sale day is May 2nd. That's when our sellers all get to shop. You can bring a guest. General admission is Saturday, all day Saturday. We do have a school and nonprofit fundraiser option. So if you have a sports team, scouts, a volunteer organization, we are offering a way if you're helping to promote our event that we're going to give back to your organization. That is on our website. But if you need help navigating that or want more details, come talk to me. And then our pickup is on May 4th, Star Wars Day. So, yes.
We know we're not going to be ready for May stuff. It's not going to happen.
I believe in you. I think it can happen.
No, trust me. Let's go. It's Testing Season Network.
Oh, okay.
Do you guys do like a fall or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. So this is the beauty of JBF, right? We're a national franchise. There's over 150 locations across the U.S. There are 4, 5, 6, 7 in Michigan. Okay. Your tags are good at any of those locations. Okay. Right now, if you've already tagged some items, you might see them with the barcode. Okay. This is old tagging system. The QR code, our POS, our registers will accept both of those right now. So if you have older barcodes, you don't need to go through and redo it all. Now, the exception is those tags are only good for 2 years. So if you've tagged something from 3 years ago, it's been eliminated from our system. You need to retag that. So, other questions? I know, I really wish I did. That would make me feel better about it. I honestly can't decide. Maybe this will be a fun little poll for our social media friends. I can't decide if we do in August, like a back to school sale, or if we do a mid to late October. Like definitely before Halloween, but like mid to late October. I can't decide where I want to go with that. So yeah. No, let's do it after. Unless you want to tell the whole world. Okay. What else? I do have how are we on time? What time is it? Oh, okay. We're doing good. Okay. Other questions. And then, because if we're done with questions, I have a little game for us to play. I'm not going to make you play it. This is not school. But I think it covers a lot of it covers a lot of what we talked about here, and a fun little way to like sort of cement those ideas in our brains. But I want to get through your questions for sure. Yeah. The what?
The ambassador program?
Oh, yeah. So a few ways to participate. We are offering, let me get my faculties about me. Wearing a car cling on the back of your car window. They are perforated, so you can see through them. They're not opaque. Getting a special ticket link so that anybody using your ticket link gets you entered into a raffle to get an extra 10%. That is stackable. So if you work a shift, now you're up to 70, and then you win the raffle, you get up to 80. So that's raffle tickets. And then what's the other one? Oh, we have special posts that I boost online. So I'm putting marketing dollars behind them. And I will share in our Facebook group, hey, go share these posts. Like go to the original post, right? Don't share my little image, right? Share it, go to the actual post and share it to your networks, right? And you can totally add your ticket link too to that if you want. But that helps my marketing dollars go farther and gets the word out to other people about the sale. Because, right, the more you tell people, the more you're going to sell, which means the more your check is going to be, right? Those ambassador activities, the sharing you have to do like all, I think I wrote 4, but we might only be at 3 right now. All 3 of the designated posts, and I put it in the group and I pin it to the top of the group so you can find it easy, you just prove to me like with screenshots that you've done all that, like, and I'm talking like maybe right before drop off, you put all those screenshots in an email and send it to me. That helps me stay organized, that it's all in like one spot. Those activities get you super duper early shopping. It's like you get to shop, ambassadors get to shop with my staff. So you actually get to shop the night of drop off, and then again, then early the next morning. And for that, all the ambassador, I think that's all we do for ambassadors, right? There's no other tasks that they do. And I'll clarify, you don't have to do all 3 of those, right? You could just wear the car cling, just do the ticket link, just do the social shares. So yeah, because we need as many people to know about the sale as possible. So.
And this might be a dumb question.
No.
Those to be already sold, but how does that work as far as like, we sell items, whatever, like the percentage we get versus like.
Oh, that's an excellent question. So standard is a 60-40 split. You get 60%. JBF Livonia Novi gets 40. If you work at the sale, we call, other sales call it team members. I call it crew because I like alliteration, and I don't know why it has to be consignor crew. I don't know. That's where it works in my brain. So
Thank you.
yeah.
I thought about that in my English class
Yeah,
today, so.
look at that. So consignor crew, you work a 4-hour shift, and it's doing anything from moving things and setting things up to just merchandising the sales floor to helping with door check-in activities. We have a job for everybody. So if you have like limitations and you arrive for your shift, let me know. We'll work it out. So yeah, it's just 4 hours and you get, sorry, this is where we were going with this. I needed to ramble a little bit to like get back on track. When you work those 4 hours, you automatically get an additional 10% in your commission check. So if you work one of our heavy lifting shifts, and this is all very clear in our home base, which is like our scheduler that we use for all of this, there are some shifts that get you an extra 15% because they're muscle, right? We're like literally loading in equipment, tearing down equipment. We might be on some time constraints. So those are going to get you extra. If you yourself are either not available to work those shifts or you have some physical limitations, but you want to help out in that way, you can send a proxy. In fact, I would love for you to send a proxy.
Mike wants to know if he has, do you guys need like drones, cameras? Like, do you need them to bring tools if they have?
No, I mean, if he is setting up some of your items and there's those tools in sight, but not enough for every person setting up a crib, for example, to use it. But if you have a proxy, and I am not, women are strong, we are mighty, but I am just gonna say, sometimes it helps to have a few dudes around to really shove a really heavy cart up into a trailer. That's all I'm gonna say. I have done load out with 5 women and my husband before. We were there till 3 a.m. No bueno. We don't want to do that. So if we had a few other guys on our team, I think that we would have gotten out a little earlier. So if you want to send a proxy, we can make that happen. Their time counts for you. If it were me and I did all the gathering, the sorting, the tagging, the dropping off, I absolutely would say to my husband, with all the love in my heart, if you want this check to go in the shared bank account, guess what you're going to do? So just if you're interested. So, but that's an excellent question on the split. Yep.
That's really good.
Oh, thanks. I don't make the rules. I just follow them. Well, some of the rules I make, some. Other questions?
Is there anything that you most definitely like do now?
That is a really good question because it's reminding me of something we did not touch on, which is Mommy Mart. So we do not take like adult clothing, adult shoes. There are some instances where some adult clothing could be juniors clothing. We are particular about that. So make sure it is absolutely something a teenager in your life would put on their body today. Otherwise we're going to pull it. So like, what are these? Is this an example, Jackie? What were these for? Well, these are little girl shoes. I've seen like high heel shoes that are like definitely like business attire. They're not like so Mommy Mart is where things get a little, there's a little more flexibility. I was hesitant to bring Mommy Mart to our sale because I feel like it's a gray area, right? I can't say definitively like this or that. So I might rely on Jackie for this a little bit. Like Mommy Mart is like, think of it as like home goods, like, but nice, new, like almost like near inbox quality, giftable type items, right? So this candle we would allow, even though it's in glass, we would allow this candle. It's brand new. If it were burned, we would pull it. Ooh, it smells really good. Oh, it is. How did you know that? Oh, okay. Well, there you go. It smells very nice. What do you have that marked down? $7? Okay. I'll Venmo you. I'm just kidding. Things not allowed in Mommy Mart. Like, for example, this is a spring sale. Don't bring your Christmas stockings or Christmas ornaments. We do allow scrubs because we offer like first responder hometown hero shopping. So we do know that those people come and shop the sale. They might be looking for scrubs. Tumblers, little home decor items. But the thing I really want to caution you about is that you eat with your eyes first, right? So how is it going to be on a table at the sale? How do you have it packaged to make it the most attractive for the buyer? We do have in our seller guide in a whole no thank you section. So definitely review that. Off the top of my head, one is jewelry. And I think this is just because our last sale, like this was a hot topic. Absolutely no jewelry. We can do costume, like kid costume, play jewelry, stuff like that. But like we tested it out because I had a lot of people wanting to sell jewelry. And I was like, no. And so I finally said, you know what? You can bring your jewelry, but if it is stolen, because that's the risk with it, right? Because there's like little tiny things and little tiny boxes. If it is stolen, I'm not responsible. And I'm really not already. Like you all signed a waiver that I'm not responsible, but I'm like really, really not responsible, right? For those. So What else, Jackie? What else have we seen that's like a real big no? Real big no-no.
Hand cream, that's a happy use.
Oh yeah. So like we'll accept like beauty items, but yeah, it has to be like brand new, right? Yeah, sealed. Same with perfume. It can't be like half used. Like it has to be, something someone got for you that was a duplicate or just not your scent anymore or whatever. So yeah. What else? You have so many good questions.
I'm really excited about it. I mean, I've got tubs just chilling everywhere right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think last time I counted them throughout the house, there was 9.
Wow.
Yes. Once
Yeah.
I get them into my car, they're going to try my spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Your
Oh, yeah,
workshop.
she's already got tables set up. Down
Wow. Look at that. Look at that.
She's ready to go. Over the summer, in the pool, price still bonus. And my husband just said we can go to Disneyland in August, so.
There you go. It's Disney money.
Yes.
It's Disney money. Well, like it's like $1 Disney is really what because we just went to Disney World on a whim, which is not how most people go to Disney World. It's kind of a long story, but we were there and I haven't been since I was like 14. So over 2 decades ago. And I was like, what? That's a pretzel? That's a pretzel? Like one pretzel? Like that's
He has to go to
okay.
California for work, so he said, you guys want to go or after? And I was like,
Yeah, that'll be fun. I've never been to Disneyland. So yeah. Cool.
no, my daughter.
Oh, that's like the perfect time. Yeah.
Yeah, we went to Disney World in August for her, like, after 3rd birthday. It was supposed to be her 3rd birthday. We got a little off. And so now she's excited.
Yeah. That's awesome. So yeah, you'll have Disney money for sure. Other questions, concerns? Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
about like bedding, well not bedding specifically. I have an infant mattress with like is it perfect mattresses?
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I should bring that in with my normal peg and then the yellow peg put on it.
Yep. I would also recommend figuring out a way to protect it that it's still visible. So either like clear trash, like a clear trash bag on either end that you can kind of like tape together, or saran wrap, or even like what do they call it? Like clear, like the clear, like yeah. Well, there's like I use it to pack up some of our equipment, and I get dizzy doing it. It's like a roll like this. It's clear, and you walk around. Is it shrink wrap? Okay. I was thinking shrink wrap with like a heat gun, but yeah, so you could wrap it with something like that just to keep it clean, keep it safe, So yeah. Absolutely.
Like mega tiles or like those?
Yeah, the magnetiles, yeah.
Like how do you keep those together? Like I see like bags here, but is that effective for keeping?
Yeah, so a couple things. I sometimes hang on to things like this, even like the bigger ones where like sheet sets or whatever come in it, because you could always reuse them for that type of thing. Or what Jackie has done here, she's got item like parts in the bag, and then she's taped the bag to this. But if she didn't have this thing and it was just the bag, you could, she's done it on this one. She's folded over and taped it shut. So that's not like, Best Buy level of like security, but we would definitely notice somebody trying to open a package like that and trying to, so that would secure it.
I had some books that had CDs in them, so those you'd probably want to just take the containers, keep them closed.
Yeah. And I would put in the description CD inside, so that they know that it's like a cool, like dual thing.
Like, hopefully I have this CD brand new. We never use it.
Right? Who has a CD player, right?
I know, yeah, I know, I do actually.
I probably do too somewhere. I have like an original Sega Genesis in my basement. So like, listen, hoarder. Yeah.
Another good trick for large books with CDs or any like sticker books that are the big ones. You don't want people to like pull the stickers out.
Yeah.
If you go to the Dollar Tree, they sell 2-gallon Ziploc bags.
Oh, that's
So
right.
They're about bigger than Pete the cat, and they will fit quite a bit. And then I zipped mine along the top and folded it over, and then you can use the packing tape because you're taping the back to the plastic bag, not the thing, and that way I made sure no one scanned any stickers or anything out of.
That's a really good
I
point.
did.
Yeah.
So not all of the Dollar Tree stuff, and you only get like 10 per dollar rather than 20 or whatever, but I just bought a whole bunch of boxes and used those, and even for like some of those magnet tiles with the smaller sets, then they're in a bag together, then you can fold it over and keep it. And then you can tape your tag to it too, with regular. tape.
Yeah. hmm
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Was that another question?
Oh.
Oh, okay. Okay, I might go through some of these things really quickly because Jackie worked so hard at setting this up. So on books, you'll see that Pete the Cat has the tag out front. Hungry Caterpillar, it's on the back. Our little trick is that, like, sure, but if it's out on the shelf, you know, displayed, and they see it, oh, okay, it's $4. But if I pick it up to look at the price and it's already in my hand and I like that price, I'm more likely going to buy it, right? So just a little tips and tricks. And you see she's used the painter's tape, and she's really careful to not cover up any parts of any information on the tag. So she doesn't, if this had the barcode, you wouldn't want to go over the barcode. She's not covering up the donate symbol, anything like that. So we talked about these two toys being packaged really nicely, the candle. What were these for?
There's a star example on the lower.
Oh yeah. So we were talking about the star earlier. That's the star. And it says very clearly right under it, full price. So just double check as you're printing that it's all how you want it to be. She brought these books as some examples. So we talked about things being a little too old. Was this an old? Okay. So little golden books, we love them, classics, right? But we can tell that this one's maybe way past its prime. But it'd probably be a good donate. I don't know. And then this one, you mentioned the sticker books, Tracy. That reminded me of this. So really cool sticker book. But it's just like kind of tattered and the pages are folded and then it's missing a sticker. So that's another thing you want to be careful of, because I know my kids would color on one page in a coloring book and then, you know, be done. And then you can't sell that one, unfortunately. So, was there anything special about this one? Okay. Little accessories like this. We have like clothespins and what I call boot clips and things like that to hang these on end caps. So you don't need to have a way of like displaying this yourself necessarily. Oh gosh, I wish this wasn't a picnic table sometimes. We have two different doll examples here. This friend, at first glance, she probably looks okay, but she is missing a hand. She has no hand. And what else was it about her? The hair? Yeah, she's $10 and she's missing a hand. And her hair, she's not having a great hair day. So this, I mean, just with the missing hand, she'd be a no thank you, but I don't always pull things for pricing, but sometimes I have, because I'm like, wow, that is outrageous, right? That doesn't happen often, but it has happened. But this doll, she's $4 and she's super cute. She's got all her things and all of her appendages and all of her earrings. And I like how Jackie did the zip tie. So this is just like kind of like taped on here, you know, not great. She's got a little choker necklace, right, with the tag on there. And I kind of like that the tag is on the back, because when she's laying down on the table, you see her, not, you know, the tag in front of her body. So, what else was the shoes? Anything? We talked about the shoe not being a great.
Like shoes.
Yes.
Seasonal shoes.
Great example.
Right.
Are they? Okay.
Or maybe.
I forget. Yeah. Okay. So this is a good example. These would probably be a no thank you no matter what, because of the hole. But we will accept play shoes. This is in our guide also, so you don't feel like you pressure to remember this. Play shoes are Name brand shoes that don't meet like JBF standards necessarily, but have some life left in them. So what that means is there might be some light staining. The soles are a little more worn than we would like, but like a kid could totally take these, right, and still play with them. And if they trashed them in a couple uses, you wouldn't feel bad about it because you got them for $2. So that's another qualifier for play shoes. $2 and under, they must be donate. Okay, but they're like, this is a perfect example of it. Jackie tagged him for $4. That's okay.
Yeah,
I'll forgive you.
Just a tagging example.
Oh, okay.
The tag matches.
Oh, got it. Yeah, and her tag says shoes. So yeah, those are some of our examples here. I feel like we had some clothing. Oh yes. So where is it? Okay. So pants. This is like, we won't have a ton of pants at a spring sale. We might. We accept light pants, basketball pants, track pants, that kind of thing. This is actually like a blanket. So I like that she's hung the blanket. But something I want you to be aware of, this is especially true on wire hangers, but happens on plastic ones too. As people are shopping, right? And then this happens, and then watch. When this goes back on the rack, nobody can see your item. Nobody's going to shop for that, right? So definitely, as much as you can, pin to the hanger. Jackie, like on this is a great example how she didn't have like this type of hanger with like the little ridge, right? So she kind of made do. She put her safety pins up here. Does it shift around a little bit? Sure. But when it goes back up on the hanger or on the rack, it's still all intact, all in place. People can see what they're shopping for. And she has the front of the shorts on both sides, right? So that looks really nice. Anything else about these clothes, Jackie, that the seasonal ones? Oh yeah. So, whoops. Oh my. That is very cute. These types of hangers, right? But you do risk it being like, in the shuffle of things, getting tugged off. Oh yeah, Barbie is stained. Where is she stained at?
I think that's a sunlight one.
Maybe. I'm thinking it's like down in here somewhere, maybe.
It's in the heart. See your lips? It's the small heart.
Oh yeah. This like little ink blot kind of thing right here. So this would be a no thank you. And then as cute as these are no thank yous because they are holiday dresses. We would accept this though in the fall. So, okay. Any other questions, thoughts, inspiration? Yeah.
Shoes, what about a brand like Cat Jack? Target?
Yeah, we'll take that. Yeah.
Question about, not about items, but valet tagging.
Yeah.
How do you become one of those?
Sure. So we accept valet taggers. I don't match those people up. It's kind of like a DIY, but I've tried to put some good mechanisms in place for people to find each other. So if you go to our website, from the cell drop down, there's it says like no time to tag. Try valet, that will take you to a whole page, and there's a form to fill out if you want to be a tagger or if you need a tagger. That gets fed into a spreadsheet, and those people have access to that spreadsheet. So if you're a seller needing a tagger, you can kind of filter who's, all those people, and they're going to share a little bit about themselves, like their sell-through rate. I don't know. I forget what else is on that form, but there's like some questions, right? And you would just, if they want to be emailed, texted, called, that all is in there. And it works the other way. The valet tagger, if they want to tag for someone and they're looking for a seller, they would do the opposite, right? I also have a form in there that once you guys have, paired yourselves up, you've come to an agreement on supplies or whatever. And I do have some best practices outlined if you don't know where to start. I do have a form that allows, essentially gives me permission to pay the valet tagger directly so that the seller isn't responsible for that. I split the check however you guys have defined it, and I take care of that admin thing. So that's all there. I know that's not like a super great answer to your question, but does it get you started? Okay, wonderful.
How does the payout work? Like this, you get it in the mail, or do you get it when you?
You can pick. My preferred method is e-check because it's the most affordable and it's the fastest for you. But I do have on our seller registration, like you can choose e-check or a paper check. I tell people you should really only do a paper check if you know for sure your bank rejects them. And there's a few, like, I think credit unions are sometimes grouchy about them. But yeah, preferred is e-check and it comes right to your email, and yeah. What else, guys? You got wonderful questions. Any questions online? I don't even know if you're able to see a chat of any kind.
Yeah, we have
Oh,
comments, but I think you covered it about grants
okay,
already.
cool. Great. All right. Well, if you think of anything else, you know where to find me. I hope you're all in our seller group. I hope you all in the interwebs here are in our seller group. Because even if you're not selling this season, you can still join. It's open to anybody. Great place to learn things, connect with other local, I hate to say just moms because it's not just moms, but like, let's be real, it's like 99% moms, right? So connect with other moms, ask questions, and you can just observe to get good tips and tricks and whatever. So with that, I think I'll end our live. Thanks for watching, everybody. Your code is soiree25 for that $5 off your registration. Last minute, you can take advantage of that. Price goes up, way up next week. So do it now.